Hey everyone, thank you so much for joining. My name is Eric, and in this video we're going to take a quick look at how to use timer nodes. If you want to follow along, I'll put a link in the description to a GitHub repository where you can pull down this project. The idea of what we want to do is use a timer node to increment this value and also use a timer node to provide a sort of soft confirmation prompt for the reset button. I'll explain more about that when we get there. So the first thing we're going to do is add a child node to main. I've got timer pulled up here, but if you don't, you can just search timer. We have that timer node as a child of main. We're going to click on the timer. If you're in the inspector, just go to node, click on this timeout signal. We're going to connect it to the main script. And I'm actually going to rename that timer timeout. So we've got this timer timeout function. In order to use the timer, actually we'll leave that for now. In order to use the timer, we need a timer variable or a timer object, and we can get the timer node like that. Just like any other node, we'll get the node. We have the timer here, which means we have access to the timer functionality. The only two things we have to do for this part is specify a wait time. So timer.set wait time, and we're going to give it, let's say, 2 seconds. And then now that it has a wait time, we just say timer.start. When the timer times out, essentially once it starts, I don't know why this is, so it wants us to put on ready. And basically what that means is nothing about this script will start or work in this ready function until it's sure that this variable is ready. And that's pretty useful because this won't work if we don't actually have the node yet. So on ready is just making sure that everything's prepared before we start trying to use it. So we're setting the wait time to 2 seconds, and then we're starting the timer. That timer is going to loop. It's essentially going to time out every 2 seconds until we tell it to stop. So when it does time out, it'll call this signal that we set up in the timer node. So all we're going to do is increment the display value. So if I run that, every 2 seconds, the value will go up by 1. And that's it. You could probably stop the video here and you'd have a pretty good understanding of how to use timers. With the reset button, when I mentioned the soft confirmation, usually in situations, maybe if you hit reset or if you hit delete on something, a prompt may come up where it says, are you sure you'd like to do that? Or click yes if you're sure, whatever. I don't always aesthetically like that, and this is also a cool situation to show off timer nodes. So we're going to do a child node timer on the reset button as well. And then we're going to go back to node for this timer. Click on timeout, connect, but this time we're going to put this function on reset button. Also going to say timer timeout as the function name. So we have this reset button with a timer timeout signal, but we also need a pressed signal for this texture button that I did not add. I probably should have added that before the video, but that's okay. So we'll say reset pressed. Now the idea of what I want to do, I'm actually going to move this up just because, I don't know, I like the timer to be last. The idea behind what I want to do is I want to click reset, and then it's going to change to a different prompt where it says basically like reset with a question mark. And I'm going to have a certain amount of time to click it again. If I don't click it in that allotted time, then I lose the ability to reset. So basically you have to double tap, but we're giving it a little bit longer to make it feel a little more interactive. And maybe that'll make a little bit more sense in a second. So the first thing we're going to do is add a reset state equals, we'll say inactive. Well, actually, let's actually use, so we'll say reset state equals false. Ready isn't going to do anything. So if we press reset and we're in a false reset state, if reset state equals false, then we want to set the reset state to true. Oops, that's supposed to be equal to. So we're setting the reset state to true. So now we're essentially saying, okay, you've clicked it. If you click it again, we'll be able to, when we set that up, elif reset state equals to true. So if you click it again after clicking it the first time, then it would resolve to this other condition. But much like the other timer, we have to call get node. It's exactly the same as the other timer. After we press it the first time, with that soft confirmation time period, we have to start the timer. Just like the other one. So we have to set a wait time, timer dot set wait time, and we'll give it, let's just give it a second. Yeah, so you'll have a second to click it again. And we'll say timer dot start. Now, the difference here is that even if we don't click it again, we don't want the timer to repeat forever. So if we hit timer timeout, nothing's really going to happen other than timer.stop. So it's going to time out and we're going to stop the repeating timer. The other thing we can do with prompting, I say prompting, it's kind of like a soft prompt, is that we can get node label dot text equals to reset question mark. So we're setting the reset state to true. We're setting the text for the reset button to reset question mark, and we're starting a timer. When the timer times out, we're going to stop the timer. And I forgot one more thing. We're actually also going to set the reset state to false. So that should work where nothing. Let's just run it. Well, get node. Use. Oh, okay. So that I made the same mistake that I made at the beginning. That also needs to be on ready. And then that isn't going to work. So let's run this. So it's going to go up. We're going to hit reset, and it's going to turn into that reset question mark. Oh, I forgot to change the text back. But theoretically, we shouldn't. Theoretically, it is resetting the reset state. So we also need to add this text here. So we're resetting it back to its normal mode. Let's go ahead and fill in this function. So if the reset state is equal to true, then we want to get parent dot display value equal to 0, and we also want to stop the timer, and we also want to set the text back to reset. Hopefully all of this makes sense. I'm gonna run the project. So it counts up every 2 seconds. We're incrementing. If I hit reset and then just let it time out, it goes back to the inactive or the false reset state. And if I double tap it, we reset to 0. So everything works pretty well. I hope this video has made sense. I tried to go a little bit faster. It's still longer than I thought the video would be. I'm kind of learning that I may over explain some things, but I hope that it's beneficial no matter what. If it is, let me know in the comments. If there's anything you'd like to see in the future, also let me know in the comments. Remember to hit subscribe if you learned something or just enjoy the video. But for now, that's all I got. Thank you so much for watching.